Alright, what's up guys? This is Drew. I'm here with my Frog Monarch deck today for the September 2013 ban list. So let's just get into it. Gotta run Justin Bieber. Alright, so we're gonna play 3 Swap Frog. He's the main card of the deck. Essentially he pitches your Treeborn Frog and your Rodent Totem, so your Treeborn Frog is basically a +1 resource every turn, so I would say it's probably the best card in the deck. Then you're gonna run triple Treeborn. I know the hit Macro and Defissure, but Treeborn's a lot better resource than that, because if anything, he's rodent food, even if you pitch him. And if you don't see the Swap Frog, then you need to see this card, because if you do not see this card, you will lose the game. And then I play the 1 Rodent Totem to round out the Frog Engine. It's just good to make the gotcha plays of the Herald of Pure Light. So let's get into the Tribute Monsters. Triple Caius, really good, definitely the best Monarch. Essentially, the misplay I see a lot of people do with Monarchs is they don't hit the monster. If you're tributing for a Monarch, a bad player will hit the back row, unless it's something you really need to get rid of, like a skill drain and you have like an econ or something. But always hit the monster. And then I opted to play 3 Ryza. I'm kind of mixed emotions about this card right now. Like, it's good against some matchups and terrible against some. But the only one I would consider running over him is Thestalos, and that's just because I don't like Boojins. But if you play against Dark Worlds and you're playing Thestalos, then you basically lose the game. And then I'm playing the 1 Mobius, just because Heavy Storm's banned and the destruction's good. And then Tribute summons that aren't Monarchs. Double Vanity's Fiend. Like, this card just wins games. Like, early game, late game, if they don't have an out to this card and they're playing like dragons, they're gonna lose. Genzo, if you're playing anything with skill drain and you drop this before they flip the skill drain, then you're pretty set. Also, if you're playing against Chainburn, like if they don't have a double snare, they're losing the game. 1 Dark Death Spirit, Darkle every turn is good. And then for the double tributes and the boss monster, Light and Darkness Dragon. I can't see this running it at 3 just because it's cloggy, and if you don't always have the econ, then making him a hassle. And then the BLS, just because you're playing enough lights and enough darks to drop him. Plus, he's just a big beater, and a lot of people don't see it coming. Hand traps, double Maxi, double Veiler, 2 of each, just because this is good against some matchups and this is good against some matchups, whereas vice versa, like some of them are dead. And then triple Battle Fader. This deck needs life points. Like, you're gonna eat damage. Like, even though you have Treeborn Frog as a meat shield, like, you're gonna eat damage. So it's good for when they make that big push, and then you draw Battle Fader, and then next turn you make them pay for making the big push, because that's essentially what frogs do. Like, they punish your opponent for overextending. And then the 1 Tragodia, I kind of want to play 2, but I don't know. Like, right now I'm not real sure if I want to play 2. And then Gores, just because Gores can by himself win the game. Plus, if you have a Veiler, you can go into level 8s with the token. Okay, onto the spells. Double Soul Exchange. Helps you get over problem cards like Dweller, for the most part, and just a good card to get rid of big monsters. Book of Moon. This is mostly just because at my locals there are a lot of Dark World players, so if they have a face-up skill drain and I activate the effect of like Caius, if I book a Moon, it'll activate. So like it's just good to get rid of the skill drain. Triple Econ. This card's just broken in this deck. It's Change of Heart. If you haven't played Frogs, then when Treeborn comes back during a standby phase, you can activate enemy controller, and your Treeborn will still come back after you take their monster, because it's still in the standby phase. And another common misplay I see with this card is if you take their monster, swing with their monster, because you want them to use cards. You want them to use their cards against themselves, and then tribute the Treeborn that came back. Dark Hole, just the last of the Trinity. And then 3 MST. Again, Skill Drain hurts really bad. Macro Defissure. So that rounds out the main deck. Go on to the extra deck. Again, got a Road Beaver. For the Synchros, a Crimson Blader. Just it's good against dragons in the mirror. Thought Ruler, another good level 8. Scrap Dragon, probably my favorite level 8 in the deck just because Treeborn comes back every turn. And you can get it back with Vlad, which is amazing. Black Rose Dragon, just because Kaya's Valor equals Black Rose. Out of just a Catastor, I kind of want to take this out because I don't really go into it enough. And then Formula, Treeborn Valor, draw a card. Sync with a Monarch, make an 8. And for Exceeds, Photon Strike Bouncer. I probably make him. I make him if I'm playing its effect heavy decks, literally. Ptolemy, probably my most made Exceeds, just because he's so good. Like you can detach a Caius and then add Caius back to your hand. Guy Charger, good against dragons, just because you can beat over the Dandy tokens and make them take damage. Gauntlet Launcher, I kind of want to change this to an Exobeetle, just because Exobeetle, when you equip it with your own Light and Darkness Dragon, the Light and Darkness Dragon will get its effect when it blows up, because it's destroyed by game mechanics. Dark Mist, I kind of want to take this out too, because I never go into it, because I only play the one Ronin Totem, so the only time I could ever really go into it is if I have a Tragodia, a Ronin Totem, and a Swap Frog. But it doesn't target, so it's a good card. Dagosa Phoenix. If you want to go for OTKs, he's good because you can target your own Ryza, swing 48. Gotchi, just you make him a lot. Good new addition to the deck, Herald, just because a good play with Herald is you summon Swap Frog, you already have Ronin food in the grave, get for Ronin, bring your Treeborn back to your hand, then you can, if you already have the Treeborn back, you can add the Treeborn back to the deck, and then add a card from your graveyard, so it's almost like you got a free Herald of Pure Light. And then the One Slacker Magician, because she's a bitch to get over. Time for the side deck. Alright, so we got Obelisk. Some decks, they cannot handle him. They literally cannot get around him. And a lot of people think this is good against the dragons, and it is, but in the new format with Black Rose, like, Black Rose is a big play that they make now because they're running Debris and Dandy, so this makes it, I don't really side this against dragons anymore, it's more against just anything that likes to make bigger beaters than me. This is my new go-to against dragons, just because Angel of 7, he just negates effects, like you can't even activate them. So like they can't activate their dragons or their Debris or their Card Trooper. 2 Innova Anubis is good against Dark Worlds, also against Mermail. It's almost a 1 card out to both those decks. Spell Canceller, Prophecy, and Dark Worlds, and if you still have 6 hands running around, Vestalos. I usually just run this against Bujins, just because it picks their Bujinji Crane out of their hand. Fing Wong, against any back row heavy deck, I kind of want to take this out because it's not testing so well. And then double Ovagol, and that's because I also play the Triple Messenger. This deck likes to go into game 3 a lot, and a lot of the times it goes into time because this deck likes to stall a hell of a lot. So you play Messenger of Peace and Lavagol, so then you overextend, or your opponent overextends, trigger for Lavagol, activate Messenger of Peace, and then they're taking 1,000 for every 100 that you're taking, and say they get rid of it, say they get rid of the Lavagol, you still have your Messenger of Peace, and your Treeborn can come back, because you can pop off your own Messenger of Peace during the standby phase, and your Treeborn comes back. And then the last card is a Burial from a different dimension. It's just for the side hate. Like whenever they side in the hate against me, it's just like counter side. Like if they remove your Treeborns, or say you Ronin, like